I'm Elsa, and we're in the kitchen today, and I'm going to make one of my favorite soup recipes, and it is an artichoke cannelloni soup. So here we have our ingredients that we're going to start with, and I've already pre-cut everything so to make it easier and a little faster. We start off with we have onions, diced potatoes, artichokes. These are actually northern beans, Great Northern beans. They didn't have cannelloni beans in the store. You can either buy canned or soak your own and pre-cook them. A can of diced organic tomatoes, my own chicken broth, which you can use chicken broth in a can or in a septic box. So what I'm going to do first is I have about a half a cup of sliced onions, thinly sliced, about 3 medium-sized potatoes diced, 2 cans of artichoke hearts, quartered, and about 3 cups of cannellonis and some chicken broth. I'm also going to use some different herbs and spices, and I tend not to measure, so I'm going to try to measure the best I can. So let's go over to the stove and start cooking this soup. I'm going to start by adding some olive oil, and I just kind of pour a little bit in to coat it well. It's probably maybe a tablespoon, maybe a little more, but about a tablespoon I would think. So I'm going to use that, and then I'm also going to just stir in my onions now. And I'm going to saute these for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to cover it for about 3 to 5 minutes so they're translucent. But before I cover it, I'm going to add some herbs to my onions. By covering your onions, it makes your onions sweeter. So here I have some basil, and I just grab about yay so. And I like to crush the herbs in my hands. I think that it gives it a little more flavor. So I'll crush this basil right in. Probably about a good heaping teaspoon of basil, dried basil. And then I'm going to add some oregano, about the same amount. This comes from my mother's garden in Mexico, and it's lovely. She dried it for me. It's really aromatic. And I'm going to put that in. And I'm going to add a pinch of granulated garlic, which would probably be about half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to stir my onions. And as you can see, they look beautiful with the herbs, the basil and the oregano and the garlic. And I'm going to put this on a medium-low level, and I'm going to cover it and let it sit for about 5 minutes so the onions become sweet. It smells delicious already. This is a great easy soup. I'm a mom, mother of 2, busy family, and sometimes you just need to make quick, easy meals on the go. I believe the more organic you can use, the better. So here's my 2 kids, Isabel and Max, and they like helping me cook. And Max, I'm going to add the potatoes in, and you give them a whirl. Just stir them. Here we go.
This looks yummy.
Good.
Delicious.
Okay. So we're going to stir those in, and we're going to saute the potatoes for a little bit.
And who's so mean is my dad.
Okay, so now Isabel, will you grab that can of diced tomatoes for me, please? Yes, please pour that in.
In the middle, please.
Okay, Max, you keep stirring.
This is yummy.
It smells so good.
And I will have some guests over too to taste this. Some taste test or chef.
Okay, now keep stirring away. And what we're going to do is we're going to add our homemade broth.
Homemade broth. Just can I pour it?
I'll pour this in because it's a glass jar.
Come on, pour it on.
I forgot to mention in the beginning that we also need a half of lemon. So I like to add lemon juice. It gives it a little tangy flavor. And I think that using lemon or lime always just opens your taste buds a little more to taste
Elsa,
the
why do you like putting lemon in your food?
Well, because I think that it opens the taste buds so you can taste the other flavors of herbs and the actual food.
That's a very good reason.
Okay, so I did add about 3 cups of broth, and I'll actually add about 3 cups of water to the broth as well.
And YouTube.
I'm afraid that Max's apron's going to burn, so I keep holding him.
It would be a great YouTube video if it won't.
Okay, Isabel, can you hand me the artichokes, please?
Can I pour them? Be very careful.
Okay, be very careful.
Max.
You don't want it to flop and burn anybody, so let's see. Thank you. And now you can hand me the cooked Great Northern beans.
Can I put them in? Can I put them?
Okay.
You know this is still be a great common video.
And salt, I'm going to add some salt, and salt is just preference for everybody. I use a Himalayan salt, and it comes in crystals. You can use regular sea salts, though, and that would be fine. And it would probably equate to probably about a tablespoon of salt. And I like to add that in, and then people can add their own salt to taste. Now, I do have a habit when I cook. I love paprika. Paprika is my friend. So I'm going to find my paprika here on my spice board. And here it is, some paprika. And I'm going to shake some in. I like paprika because I think it always gives things a nice color.
Mom, can I put it in?
Let me try. Okay, that's good, Max.
Now we just
And
give
I
it
just
a nice stir.
Nice stir.
Gentle, kind of sweet.
So now what we're going to do is bring the soup to boil, and once it's boiling, I will turn it down and let it simmer for about half an hour, and then it's done.
And then you just put
This is a vegetarian, gluten-free soup. However, you can add fresh Parmesan cheese on top afterwards, and that makes the soup all the better.
And serve however you like. And with friends and company and your family. It's a great drink for everybody.
My kids really want to be involved in this process. Okay. Marty, you want to take a shot of this? Look how beautiful this looks.
With all of us in it.
Yummy.
Yummy, yummy, yummy for your tummy.
So here you have our soup, and this is optional. I like to top off the soup with some fresh Parmesan cheese, and it melts nicely, and some crushed red pepper. Of course, my kids don't like the crushed red pepper. And voila, you're done and ready to go in less than an hour. And we'll eat it tonight with dinner with some fresh baked baguettes. Ciao.